Julie Ryan, noted psychic and medical intuitive, is ready to answer your personal questions, even those you never knew you could ask. For more than 20 years, as she's developed and refined her intuitive skills, Julie used her knowledge as a successful inventor and businesswoman to help others. Now, she wants to help you grow, heal, and get the answers you've been longing to hear. Do you have a question for someone who's transitioned? Do you have a medical issue? What about your pet's health or behavior? Perhaps you have a loved one who's close to death and you'd like to know what's happening. Are you on the path to fulfill your life's purpose? No matter where you are in the world, take a journey to the other side and ask Julie Ryan.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Ask Julie Ryan show. It's our first show of 2019. How exciting. Starting off a new year with a fun show, what will, I'm sure, prove to be a fun show, as they all are. I'm Julie, your host. I should probably tell you that. I'm Julie, your host, and I'm so delighted you could join us this evening. My intention in doing this show is to provide information, insight, and comfort to people all around the world by helping to answer life's unanswerable questions. And since it's the first show of the month, we have a winner of a free session, because I give one away each month, and I announce it on the first Thursday of the month. And in order to sign up for this drawing, all you have to do are these 3 easy things. I always feel like a game show host when I say that. Hi, Novella. I'm going to put you on mute, and we'll come back to you. Welcome. And so what you need to do in order to enter the drawing is just sign up for my blog at AskJulieRyan.com. Follow me on Instagram at AskJulieRyan, and write a review on the show at iTunes.com/AskJulieRyan. And you'll see a place where you can leave a review. So the winner for January of 2019 is someone who goes by the name Giubardo, Giubardo. And Giubardo said, quote, "If you have an open mind to this self-proclaimed businesswoman who does woo-woo, then I think you'll love this podcast. It is really informative, interesting, and I am just in awe of Julie's skills. Someday I hope to have a session with her, as I have so many questions that I am confident she could assist with. Highly recommend." So, Giubardo, thank you so much for those kind words. Really appreciate it. And email me, julie@askjulieryan.com, and we will set up a date and a time for you to get your free consult. It's an hour. It's worth $155, and we can talk about whatever you want. If you want me to do a medical scan, if you want me to scan your pets, if you want to do past life stuff, if you want to talk to deceased loved ones, if you want to, what else do I do? I can talk with dying to death someone is if they're dying. It's really fun. We can talk about all that stuff in an hour, whatever an hour permits. And I do this every month, you guys, as a thank you to all of you who are listening. I know $155 is a lot of money to a lot of people. So it's just a way I can give back and say thank you to all of you by offering a free session once a month. So that's 12 free sessions a year. And it's really fun for me, too, to get to talk with you, whether you schedule a session and pay for it or whether it's a free one. Our holidays were terrific. We had a great time. Our son Jonathan was in from the West Coast. We put him on a plane on Friday. We went to Columbus, Ohio. We drove to Columbus, Ohio, and spent a few days with my family and several of my dear friends, and got back New Year's Eve. And so it was kind of a whirlwind, all of it, and now kind of getting back in the loop of things as of yesterday. And glad to be back. Glad to be starting the new year. We have several people who are on hold, and I appreciate them calling in this evening, taking the time to call in. And I really, really appreciate when you guys call in, because invariably you have a question that will be similar to somebody else listening, and by your question getting answered, it helps the other person who's listening, or people who are listening get answers to their question too. So thanks so much for taking the time to do that. All righty. Let's go to the phones. I believe our first caller is Mica. Hi, Mica.
Hello.
Hi, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
I'm
calling in from Vaughan, Washington.
Terrific. Where is that? What's that near?
Oh, it is about an hour away from Seattle.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Well, wonderful. Bet it's beautiful up there.
It is. It is. I love it.
Did you have a good holiday?
Oh yeah, it went without any problems. You know, try to make it a little bit more low key, so it's low stress, low. Try and get rid of some of that perfectionism stuff.
Good girl. Yeah. I did that too. For the first time in my life, I didn't use the Christmas china and my crystal and my fancy schmancy stuff because we were kind of on a schedule where people were coming in, and so I made it more of a buffet, and we used paper plates. And oh my God, what a difference. Usually it takes a couple hours to clean up and certainly several hours to set the table and do the flower arrangements and all that jazz. But it worked great, and I survived using paper plates on Christmas. How about that?
Yeah, it's nice to kind of take a little bit of your own self-imposed pressure off.
It was, exactly. Yeah. So, well, good. Yeah. Well, do you have a question for me?
Yes, I do. So I have a dog. His name is Buddy, and he is such a good boy. We've had him for about 1.5 years now, and he goes to work with my husband sometimes, but a lot of times he stays home with me. And he's well potty trained. He's had a few accidents, like you could tell the bowel was loose or something, but around Christmas, and yesterday he pooped in the house right around Christmas, and yesterday he pooped inside my husband's truck right after he came in from outside. So we were wondering what might be going on with him.
Okay. All right. What kind of dog is he, Mica?
He is a red heeler cattle dog.
What is that? I never heard of it.
It's like a blue heeler, but he's red. You know how
I have no idea what a blue heeler is.
Oh, they're Australian cattle dogs.
Oh, kind of like Australian shepherds?
Kind of, but shorter hair, a little bit different stature.
Huh. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to look it up after the show. I never heard of that breed of dog. Yeah. Wow. And how old is he, Mica?
He's about 2 years old.
Oh, so he's little. He's baby.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to connect to you in Washington, and from you, I'm going to connect to Buddy. And how this works, everybody who's listening, if you're a first-time listener, is I raise my vibrational level to the level of spirit. I turn my abilities on and off at will. I don't walk around scanning people or animals because I don't think it's ethical to do that without their permission. And I am able to connect with people anywhere in the world that are alive, people anywhere that are deceased, animals, same thing, alive or deceased, because I'm connecting my spirit to their spirit, Mica. Mm-hmm. So what I'm going to do is connect to you. And the reason why this works is because we're all spirits attached to a body. And so when we're attached to a body, our spirits vibrate more slowly just because the body has mass. And so we have this human existence. But by raising my vibrational level, which I learned to do because I learned how to do woo-woo, I am able to connect with your spirit and then Buddy's spirit, and we'll ask him some questions and see what's going on. Okay? So here we go. I close my eyes. I watch a laser beam go from my body here in Birmingham, Alabama. It's going to connect to you. Got you. With my eyes closed, I have a hologram of you. From you, I'm going to Buddy. Got Buddy. Okay, Buddy, what's up? So he's got, was it diarrhea or was it just regular?
No, it was solid, yeah.
It was solid.
Because
okay.
we forget, so we definitely give him a break with his diarrhea. Then we go, we gave him too many treats. You know,
yeah, because he's telling me it's like diarrhea. So there's something that was, even though it came out solid, it felt like diarrhea to him and he couldn't control it. So did you guys give him some treats or some different food or something?
I'm pretty big at giving him some of the scraps that I'm cooking. Like if it's pre-cooked meat and I'm just cooking it up again for a leftover dinner, then I'll give him, pieces of fat or that kind of thing. So.
Okay. He just
need to lay off that.
Yeah. That with humans will make you go too, and make you need to go quickly. So that's all it is. He looks completely healthy to me, and I think he's fine. I think it's just something he ate, and he said it felt like the run. Felt like diarrhea.
I was worried that he was getting upset about something, and maybe it was a behavioral thing because he has been so good. He can be all day, and if we can't let him out, in a couple hours. He holds it really well. So, okay, good. That's good news to know.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for joining us.
So
Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful evening and Happy New Year again.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be a really good year.
I think you're right. Okay. Thanks, Mica. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All righty. Let's see who else we have. Let's go to Jennifer. Hi, Jennifer.
Hi, Julie. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you for asking.
Good. Please tell everybody where you're calling in from.
Pembroke Pines, Florida.
Okay. Terrific. Well, did you have a good holiday?
I did. It was okay. It was very low-key, too, just like the other caller. I kept it to a minimum of like 5 people.
Did you serve your dinner on paper plates like I did?
Yeah, for sure. Too much going on.
Yeah. Well, Jonathan was at his fiancée Mallory's house, and then they came to our house, and then we all went to another party Christmas night. And so it was like, I'm not doing a formal sit-down thing this year. It's too much going on.
Yeah, for sure.
It worked out well. Well, good. Well, do you have a question for me?
Well, actually, I have a question for you, and hopefully you can help. I mean, I know a lot of callers call and have you do, medical scans, which I have done with you before. I've had I did a personal call with you, a consult, and which was very helpful, and a lot of things have gotten better health-wise with some of the stuff you asked me to change in my diet and a lot of things, and it has gotten better. It's going slow, but it's getting better. So I want to thank you, first of all, for that. So my question's a little more personal. It's not about my health. It's not about my dog.
Okay.
Maybe you could help me, hopefully, give me some insight, maybe some information, maybe some comfort and some knowing or some knowledge in my relationship with my husband. And I know this is a personal question, and I'm okay with you saying whatever you see because I really want to know. We split up not too long ago. And it wasn't pretty, and I think that I don't know what to think, and I just haven't communicated with him, and I don't know where he's at mentally, and so I guess my question is, is this over, or can you see some form of reconciliation here? And no, it's not worth it. It is. It's coming. It's not. Okay.
Yeah, I remember talking to you about this when we had our private consult. That I remember that coming up. Excuse me. All right. So what I'll do, Jennifer, is I'm going to connect from you or from me to you and from you to him. Remind me of his name.
Dennis.
Okay. All right. And I'm not going to scan him, but we can communicate with his spirit.
Okay.
Even when he's alive. I do that all the time. So here comes my laser beam down to Florida to hook into you. Okay, got you. Okay, going to Texas for Dennis. Okay. All right, got him. Is he in the Houston area?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, that's where it went, to Houston. I was like, okay, all right.
Very good.
Yeah. All right. So, I mean, I'm not kidding about this laser beam thing. It's really interesting how it goes directionally. Now, if he was in some little teeny town, I would say, well, it's in the Houston area because that's where it went. So it's like I'm looking at a big map of America or the world in my head. and that's where it goes. Okay, so Dennis, what's up? Are you planning on remaining married? No. By the way, I don't edit anything I get ever, whether it's on the show or whether it's in a personal consult, Jennifer. And the reason I don't is because I believe, who in the heck am I to determine what you need to hear or to edit it? You know, I don't think that's my place. I believe I'm just a messenger. I'm the conduit. So I believe if I'm getting the information, you're supposed to hear it. If I don't get information, then you're not supposed to hear it. So he doesn't plan on staying married. Do you plan on having any contact with Jennifer? No. Are you planning on seeing her again? No. Okay, so ask some more questions. What other questions do you have?
I don't know. I mean, are these questions that if you, I guess, you look for them at this particular moment, that's where his state of mind is? Could that change, or this is?
Yeah, of course it can change. That's what I'm getting right now at this moment in time.
You're getting right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's focus on what's best for you.
Okay.
Is it in Jennifer's best interest to remain married to Dennis, to her current husband, Dennis? It's in Jennifer's best interest to remain married to her current husband, Dennis. I'm getting a yes on that. I've gotten a yes twice now. Now that's okay. So is it in Jennifer's best interest emotionally to remain married to Dennis? I get a no. Is it in Jennifer's best interest to remain married to Dennis for financial reasons? I get a yes. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, there's money involved.
Okay. So is there something that you need to take care of?
Receive from him.
Okay. All right. Before you file or before you divorce him?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
If I divorce him, I don't get it.
Okay. So does he know there's something that you need to receive from him?
Yeah, he knows.
But he just hasn't sent it?
No, he just hasn't. He hasn't. I mean, this is a thing we haven't spoken, and I keep getting the cold shoulder, basically, and he knows it, and I have been told that he knows that he has to get it to me. Apparently, he's working on it. I don't know.
Okay. All right, so that would make sense then, that at this moment in time we're getting that it's in your best interest financially to stay married to him.
Yeah, so okay. So
Emotionally, do you want to stay married to him?
I do love him. There a lot happens, and sometimes you can't really glue back together shattered glass. That's what I mean. Some things when they're said and done, you don't really look at each other ever the same, and you really don't feel the same. And I am completely aware of that. I just I guess being hopeful and just being miracles do happen and can. I just thought maybe.
At this moment in time, those are the answers I'm getting. Future events have a million billion variables that affect their outcome. So those answers I'm getting today may be different next week, next month, next year.
Right.
Okay? Because there are lots of other factors that will come into play. So that's just what I'm getting right now at this moment in time. Okay? I hope that helps.
Thank you very much. Yes.
You are most welcome.
Thank you. You have a great evening.
Thanks for calling in. You too. Okay. Happy New Year. Bye-bye. Okay, let's see who our next caller. Next caller is Novella. Hi, Novella.
Hey, how are you?
I'm well. How are you, girl?
I am doing pretty good. I decided to just sit and listen to you and pick up that phone today. I finally sold that business and stepped away from that situation, which is fabulous. And thank you for your help with that. That was really good with a private consult to kind of, clear some of that up. In the meantime,
tell everybody, please tell everybody where you're calling from first.
Oh, I'm calling from San Andreas, California.
Okay. And then secondly, tell everybody just kind of a brief overview about selling the business and what you went through.
Okay. I've had a business for the last 4 years, and it has been kind of crazy. There was some some odd things going on with the store, with sales, but a little paranormal, just an odd kind of thing with that. And I had a private consult with Julie, and I spoke with you on a call like this, and we went in and we cleared some of the things from the store. There was kind of a tunnel or a loop put through it, so these people who were here from like the Gold Rush days could move through the store, and that started helping to clear things. Shortly after that, we started getting more interest in the store. And so then we did pick up a buyer. So that we just needed to move some of those odd energies that I was feeling but couldn't identify with. I just couldn't fix it. So, Julie, thank you. That did kind of help move things through, and things quit falling off the shelves also. So that helped. So that was not good on staff when things fall off shelves.
It was so funny, too, wasn't it? Because when we were scanning your store, I was like, oh, my God, they look like Gold Rush people that were, you know.
And I live in the Gold Rush.
Like yeah, and you live in the Gold Rush area. And I don't know that I knew that at the time, but the interesting thing was it was a simultaneous reality going on. And that's what happens when people have paranormal stuff going on. It's ghosts that are in the house and are in the building or whatever. And so they just don't know they're dead. So we just helped them move on into the light, and that's what we did in your store. So I'm so thrilled for you that you got it sold. Congrats.
Yeah, it was sold, and it was nice. It's good for my health. It was just kind of nice to step away from that situation and just, you know, it was just one of those, not just the business, but the area had some issues. So it was good to step away from that in many, many different directions. Actually, the same week that I sold that, I was talking to a friend, and her and I were playing a little phone tag. And then I find out she passed away. So that is why I'm calling. I kind of missed her passing. Whole bunches of us missed her passing away. They kind of kept it quiet. And her and I had worked together and were, you know, like as thick as thieves. We were kind of like two little troublemakers. And so she up and passed away, and she was only about 57. So I just kind of, I have a little guilt that I didn't, you know, see her before she passed. But at the same time, I keep feeling her, like her head pops in on my right side, kind of like Goofy. And so I just wanted to know if you see anything with her. We're not sure I know what she passed from, and her and I had talked about it, but it was odd that it went all of a sudden like a different direction, and she checked out on us. It was like, oh my, that was not expected.
Wow. What's her name, Novella?
Her name is Jennifer.
Jennifer. Okay. All right. I'm going to connect to you. She'll be standing at your right. They always know when we're talking about them. So they're just there waiting to chat. So here we go. Here comes the laser beam from Sweet Home, Alabama. And it is, which by the way, Sweet Home, Alabama's football team playing in the national championship on Monday in Santa Clara in the Giants Stadium. Yeah, Jonathan's going. He's flying up for it. Wanted his mama to come, but I'm declined for once. So he's going with his cousin who lives there, and that'll be fine. He'll have fun.
Nice. That'll be a fun game.
Yeah. All right. So got you. Okay. So Jennifer's standing right to your right. Questions for her?
Just what happened. I mean, I'm so sorry I didn't get to say goodbye, but I hope her passing was quick and easy. But we're just kind of all left in a stupor of not knowing how to honor her and what happened with her. We're just kind of not what happened, Jennifer. Yeah.
Okay. So she's telling me that she died of a heart attack. It was like a massive heart attack, and it was very sudden. Does that make sense?
No, because she had liver and kidney issues. That was a long-term thing. We both had been in the same. We worked for the state. And so she had been removed from job. I quit because of stress. It was not a nice place that we worked in. Very, very tragic for both of us. And it was affecting her health. But she was told it was liver and so forth. But I mean, she could have had a heart attack also. I mean, that's not.
She's told me 3 times she had a heart attack, and it was very sudden.
Okay.
Is her family doing an autopsy?
I have no idea. They won't talk to any of us. They kicked her roommate out, who was really the love of her life and helping her, kicked him out on the street. None of us have been told anything, and they don't respond to any of our text messages or calls.
Because they're in shock.
No idea. Yeah, I think it was the hard on her. She was a very stable, decent person, and so she didn't associate with too much with family, but I think they don't know what to do. Yeah, that was my take,
Yeah, she told me she had a heart attack. Okay. Was it quick? Yes. Was it painful? No. She's saying this is fabulous. We hear a lot. Heaven is fabulous. She's around you and her loved ones a lot. What can you do to honor her? She's showing me, this is kind of out of random, as kids would say. This is random. I see you sitting around a campfire or a fire pit with fire, roasting marshmallows, drinking stuff out of mugs. I don't know if it's mulled wine or what it is. And
she liked her beer.
Telling stories.
Okay.
Telling stories. So.
All right. That sounds about like her. She was very down to earth. Very great person. Her and I had a great relationship. It was just sad to see her go. But with that being said, if it's her time, it's her time. It's been suffering. She'd been through a lot.
And not only when it's their time, it's their time. Bottom line is we decide when we go, how we go, where we go, who's with us when we go, and all the circumstances surrounding it. So she was ready, and that's how she chose to go. Now, remember, all of us are surrounded by angels and our deceased loved ones as we're making the transition, as we're dying. So it really is a glorious affair, even though it's sad for those of us that are left behind, and it's awful for when we have a loved one and we're there with them and they're dying. Most of the time, it's really painful for us emotionally. But if you can add the equation into the equation that she was surrounded by angels and deceased loved ones, it usually helps, comfort. And I believe you read my book, Angelic Attendants, right, Novella?
Yeah.
Okay. So refer to that.
Okay.
And for those of you that don't know what we're talking about, I wrote a book called Angelic Attendants, What Really Happens as We Transition from This Life into the Next. And there are graphics on my website, AskJulieRyan.com, that depict these different, what I call the 12 phases of transition. And so hopefully that'll give you some comfort too.
Yeah, I just didn't. Right. I feel bad. Of course, I miss her, but at the same time, it's almost like a release that I know she's at peace. She had been through such a terrible thing, so I don't feel bad for her. I feel more bad for the rest of us.
Sure, and that's how we should be, because they're great.
That's like keep seeing her. Yeah, seeing her dancing, her head cut. She had kind of a funny, happy face, and I keep seeing it popping in on my right side. I'm like, Jennifer, you're so goofy. It's just kind of funny.
Perfect.
So that's good. Well, thank you for clearing a little bit of that up, and thank you again for helping with the store. I do appreciate that.
You are most welcome, my dear, and Happy New Year to you.
Likewise. Take care.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye. Okay, we do this show every Thursday night at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, and 5 Pacific. The call-in number is 712-770-4160, and the access code is 533677#. You can find this information a whole bunch of different places on my website, AskJulieRyan.com. You can find it anywhere you download podcasts. It's in the show notes. We're on a whole bunch of different networks: iTunes, Stitcher, iHeart, Google Play, Blueberry, lots and lots of them. So I think it's about 40, actually. So wherever you download podcasts, you can find this information. Also, I send out a blog every week. Usually it's either Wednesday night or Thursday morning. Today it was Thursday afternoon, just because I didn't get to it. But it still went out. And the call-in information's on that, just as a reminder. And then on social media, follow me on Instagram at AskJulieRyan, and also on Facebook at AskJulieRyan, and I post all this call-in information. So on Thursdays, if you're wondering if I'm doing the show, I'm going to post it, and I'll say, call in tonight. And if I'm not going to do the show, I'll post it, and I'll say, I'm not going to be doing the show tonight. So social media is really the best place to find that out. Also, when you're on my website, sign up for my blog, so you can get that. That's a question somebody submits online, and then I answer it. And then schedule a private appointment, because it is so much fun. I think in the past 2 days since New Year's, I've talked to 7 people for private consults, and we just have a blast. We laugh. We talk about, medical stuff, personal stuff, past life stuff, pet stuff, deceased loved one conversations. And it's, even if you've got something really dramatic going on in your life, you're going to laugh. You're going to giggle. It's really fun. So consider doing that too. Okay, let's go to the question for this week, and it's from a man named Robert who lives in Seattle. So Mica, up in your neck of the woods. Robert says, "Hi, Julie. I hope this email finds you and yours in the best, all caps, of health and happiness. I really enjoy your show. Have you ever heard of the Terra papers, Terra, papers 1 and 2? I'm interested in reading them, but want to know if they're fiction. Would you please ask if the Terra papers are true and if the world is flat? Crazy, yes, I know, but I have read some interesting articles arguing pro and con, and right now I'm convinced the world is flat. Thank you, Julie, for all your help, for all the help you provide to me and other people. Robert." And here's my response. "Hi, Robert. Nice to hear from you. Thanks for your kind words about my show and work. I, too, have heard of the world is flat discussion and find it an interesting concept. In particular, there are several scientists who claim to have done elaborate mathematical exercises about why the world cannot be round. Although their calculations and equations are way too complicated for me, I find the debate intriguing. The belief of a round world dates back to ancient Greeks like Pythagoras, Aristotle, and Eratosthenes. I'm sure I butchered those, but you get the idea. While the Earth is flat concept seems to have originated in 1865 with the publication of the book Zetetic Astronomy, Earth Not a Globe, by Samuel Rowbotham, widely acclaimed to be the founding father of the Earth is Flat movement. Having said all that, when I ask the question, is the world flat, I get a yes. Keep in mind, that's a very non-specific question, so let's tighten it up and be more concise. Remember, spirits are really literal. So when we ask general questions like, is the world flat, it doesn't say Earth, it says world. There's lots of worlds, so maybe some of them are flat. Okay, so I went back to my answer. I said, keep in mind that's a very non-specific question, so let's tighten it up and be more concise. When I ask, is the Earth flat, I get a no. When asking, is the Earth a sphere, I get a yes. See how those are much more specific questions, much more directed questions. As for the Terra papers, when I asked if the Terra papers are fiction, I got a yes. From what I can gather, it seems there's way more documentation supporting the Earth as a globe theory than the Earth as a flat hypothesis, or the Earth is flat hypothesis. As with most things, perhaps the semantics being used are somehow describing both concepts. It's an interesting thought to ponder. Hope you find this information helpful. So, Robert, great question. Talk about random. That was random. It was a fun question. But I think it's interesting to always remember when we hear things, especially when we see texts or emails, you guys, before you react, if it's a negative reaction, be sure and think about all of the ways those words can be interpreted. Because I think so often when we're just reading words and we're not with the person or we're not listening to voice inflections and stuff, the intended meaning may not be the received meaning that we get. So just kind of chill on that. If you find yourself getting agitated or angry with a response or a question or something that somebody's asking via email or a text or online, step back, take a breath, and think about, okay, how can this be interpreted? And then send an email or a text or a response online, in social media, and ask for clarification before you react in a negative or angry manner. All right? Okay, let's go back to the phones and see who else we have. I believe our next caller is Kathy. Hi, Kath.
Hi, Julie.
Hi, Kathy girl. How are you?
A little bit cold, but other than that, okay.
We drove through Dayton because my husband had to. We did. I waved to you. We on Monday early.
Yeah.
My husband had to go do something in Indiana, so we went to Indiana first before we came back to Alabama, and so I thought of you when we went through Dayton. So everybody, Kathy lives in Dayton.
Yeah.
Well, good. I hope you had a nice holiday.
It was okay. Yeah, it was okay. It wasn't a spectacular one. I was a little under the weather, and Katie was a little under the weather, and my dad's having a difficult time, and I think we're getting maybe close to going downhill a little bit again. Every time we think he's going to pass, he keeps hanging in there, though. So we'll
good.
see.
And Katie is Kathy's cat, everybody.
Yes. My cat that thinks she's my child.
That's right. Well, good. Well, do you have a question for me?
Actually, I'm going to ask, if it's okay, I'm going to ask just two quick questions, and I don't need a lot of detail, just kind of your input.
Yeah.
So one has to do with little Miss Katie. She is seemingly under the weather some. Just to back up quickly and for context for your other callers, we lived in an environment which was an apartment that, unbeknownst to me when I rented it, was smoking, including pot smoke, and we were exposed to that for a year. And now I found a new place for us, and we have no smoke, and it's lovely. But her breathing seems to be getting a little worse, and I just don't know why, and if I should be concerned, or if I'm just curious, mainly, like what is going on, because I realize at some point I'm going to lose her, but I'm just going to keep on keeping on until it happens and love her to death while she's still here. So, but yeah, I'm just curious what you see about her with her breathing.
Excuse me. Kathy, remind me how old she is. I know she's 18. Is she 18?
She's somewhere between 15 and 16. I adopted her when she was 9 months, and I forget the exact year, but every time I calculate it, I keep coming out to, no, she's somewhere between 15 and 16, I believe, if the people where I adopted her were correct. She was at a cat shelter. They told me she was 9 months and got pregnant on her first heat, they thought, and then they dumped her and her kittens. So,
okay. All right. Okay, so I'm going to connect to you, and then I'll connect to Katie, and we'll ask her how old she is. How about that?
She probably knows.
Laser beam, heading north to Dayton. Got Katie. Katie, how old are you? 18. Still be 18.
She said 18?
Yeah.
They lied to me.
Yeah. And I got 18 twice when I asked the question. I got it before I asked it. I got it right after I asked it, and she just told me she's 18. So, all right. Okay. So, Katie, what's up with your breathing? Is she kind of wheezing, Kat?
More than she had been, yes. She had been off and on at the smoke place. But here, now I do have one theory of what it could be, but I'm interested to hear what you see and what she's telling you.
She's telling me, do they put new carpeting in that apartment?
Yeah, I figured it was some off-gassing from that. Now, although...
It's that, and also is there like fuzz coming off of it? You know how new carpeting sometimes has fuzz?
It's more of a Berber kind, so it's got a pretty tight weave. There may be some, but if there is, I can't see it visibly. She may be able to. I can't believe she's 18.
She's saying that it's little microscopic particles coming off the carpeting.
Well, can you just ask her real quickly? So the furnace isn't what they put in a brand new furnace, and the guy even told me that there's an oil inside of it that has to burn off, and he said it would burn off in an hour or two. I thought maybe that was part of it too.
No, she's telling me it's the carpeting. It's carpeting.
Okay.
So I would vacuum it a couple of times, Kath, and just get. Because a lot of carpeting, even that Berber carpeting, it has like a little bit of lint is the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And,
the apartment that we came from, it had brand new carpeting too, and my naturopath suggested I could do a little bit of that here to put a little bit of baking soda down and leave it on for a while and then vacuum it, because she said baking soda can cut some of that too. So if vacuuming alone doesn't help it, then I may go to I hate using the baking soda because she can breathe that in too. So Okay, well, can I just real quickly ask, I feel, my sense is he's getting a lot closer to passing. He's been, for your callers, he's been in bedridden for a while and going gradually downhill. And so, but I'm starting to get this sense of, I think he may be getting ready to go.
Well, he's been in phase 11 for what, a year?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So phase 11, for those of you that don't know what we're talking about, I've come up with what I call the 12 phases of transition, and it's how angels and our deceased loved ones and their spirits and angel spirits and even our deceased pets' spirits, how they surround us as we're dying, and that configuration of how they surround us changes as we get closer to death. Excuse me. So phase 11, obviously, is right before exiting, and your dad's been in that for a long time. So, again, reconnecting to you, connecting to your dad. Yeah, he's phase 11. So in phase 11, Kathy and everybody, there's a vortex that forms above the head, and it looks like a funnel cloud, looks like a tornado. And what it does is it has an upward draft. I can see it and I can feel it. And it pulls the spirit away from the body. It's what helps separate the spirit and the body. And when that vortex forms, you know somebody's close. The vortex is very well formed above his head right now, Kath. Yeah. So, and what happens is I see an opening form as the vortex takes its place and magnifies in strength, and that's what I'm seeing with your dad. Yeah. So let's ask him some questions. And if I remember correctly, his name's Jack, correct?
Yes. Yes, correct.
Okay. So Jack, are you ready to go? Yes. Are you in pain? No. What do you need? My family. Well, he's been saying that for a year, right? Those answers have been pretty standard. So yeah, spend as much time with him as you can, Kath, and then, keep us posted on how he's doing and how you're doing. Okay, and how Katie's doing.
Yeah, thank you so much, Julie. I appreciate you so much.
Bet. You bet. You too. Happy New Year. I'm thrilled you're in your new place.
Yeah,
okay,
me too. Thanks, Julie. Bye.
Bye-bye. And then our next caller is Miss Susie. Hi, Suze.
Hi, Julie. Thanks so much for taking my call. And I'm sending prayers for you and that last caller and her kitty. So I appreciate you still working when maybe you're not feeling so well. So that's great.
This is a Chicago cold. My brother John, who was in Columbus from Chicago, was so sick when we were there, and he kept saying, I hope nobody catches this. I hope nobody catches this. And I started coming down with it New Year's Eve on the way back. So, yeah, I sound worse than I feel, but thank you for saying that.
And that's good. Well, nice of you to be here with us.
I can honestly say that Ryan's snot genes are alive and well. We laugh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, Happy New Year to you.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, well, I'm calling from the San Francisco Bay Area, and the day after Christmas, I had used my my necklace that I had told you I decided to use as a pendulum for the first time, and I asked if it's in my best interest to have the reclassed infusion for my bone density issue, and they said yes, so I had it, and then afterwards she said drink a lot of water, and I don't think I followed. I carry around a water bottle everywhere, but I don't think I was as conscious, so I don't know if that might have been it. But I started getting really severe inflammation. Like I said before the call, I was bedridden yesterday. My left foot, and the right foot has the torn tendon, but the left foot, there's a little arthritis from a break that I had not been diagnosed, so but it totally swelled up really bad, so I could not walk hardly at all. And then my left hand, I have a little arthritis, and that got super inflamed. And so the doctor said that he thought it was a reaction to the reclass that it can trigger the lupus or flare up the lupus. So he gave me the methylprednisolone or whatever, the Medrol pack, and so I took like seven steroid pills yesterday, and it's starting to be better today. But the pain was just horrendous, and I'm wondering, do you see that it is from that reclassed infusion? And because I'm supposed to be having this done every year now for the rest of my life, and I don't know that I want to do it again if that's what this is from, like he thought. Does that seem
okay? So tell everybody what a reclassed infusion is, and then
I don't actually know, except that I know that it's supposed to help to keep your bone density stable, because my had gone down so much in the past year. So in the last couple of years, it had been going down 15% or something. So it's for that. It's supposed to help that and keep it stable. But I don't 100% know anything more than that. And but they hadn't mentioned that it can flare up lupus, so I didn't know. But the doctor yesterday definitely said, my doctor's out of town, but the head doctor said, oh yes, that's probably what it is, and he got me the Medrol pack or something.
More steroids, which taking care of it, so that's good.
Yeah, it's a 6-day course. So
I get, Suze, before I even get you on my radar, it's the preservative in the infusion.
Oh, okay. So then
you're having a reaction to that.
So maybe I shouldn't have it next year, huh?
Well, I don't know. Let's cross that bridge when we get to it. Let me get you on my radar and get this inflammation calmed down. So here comes my laser beam. Out to you. Yeah, you're just like one little big red ball, girl. All right. So inflammation looks like red fog to me. It's over body parts. Your whole body is inflamed, top to bottom. Okay. Let me get that calmed down. I use anti-inflammatory energy, which is kind of a royal blue color, Suze.
Thank you.
And that will calm that baby down. Let me get that going. Yeah, I can see little metallic flecks. So that's verifying it's the preservatives.
Oh,
and the preservatives have aluminum in them. And so, they talk about vaccine preservatives being such a problem. It's aluminum that's in them. So to get that out, and I just did this with a private client earlier, and I push it from your feet up through the top of your head. It comes out through the top of your head. And I watch this. Those old-fashioned U-shaped magnets? My visuals are kind of hilarious at times. But they're just an analogy to help me explain what's going on. If you took 2 of those big U-shaped magnets and you put them around your body horizontally, and so the magnets joined each other, they're going from your feet up through the top of your head on the outside of your body, and it's magnetizing all those little metallic particles to get them out of your system. I see this a lot. It's like a magnetron. They had that in Superman or something. I don't know. So I'm getting that out. All right, now it's being flushed. Okay, so heavy metal detox, I would go for that. The best thing is citrus, cruciferous vegetables, broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, good girl, onions, garlic.
Okay.
All those things are going to help you detox. It's a detox thing.
Okay. Great. Would it have made a difference if I drank the water? Did that make the difference, or you think it's just would have happened anyway?
Yeah, I think it's preservatives, and most people, especially with immune challenges like you have, your body's going, whoa, what's this? Kind of a thing. So it happens, and so it's the good news is it'll be out of your system soon by my forcing it energetically. That's just going to help speed it out, and then I think you can eat things that will help you detox. I would definitely do the water. Do lots of water.
Okay.
I would stay on the vitamin C and zinc.
I do that because of you recommending I have that.
Yeah.
And okay, great. Well, thank you so much, Julie. I really appreciate you taking the call. Happy New Year to everyone, and I wish you a great week and hope you feel much better soon.
Thanks, girl. Take care.
Thank you, you too.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Bless you.
Bye. All right, everybody. We are about out of time. I want to, again, thank everybody that took the time to call in. For those of you that are listening, call in and join us. Ask your question. It's fun, obviously. And I hope you all just have an amazing 2019 as we're starting off this new year. Just tell yourself it is going to be amazing, and it will be, because I think so much of it is our mindset. And even when things happen to us, when we think, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm having to go through this. If you just remember that this is happening for you, for your family, that good things will come out of it regardless of what it is. Good things always do. And if we can think when we're in the middle of something that doesn't feel so good, if we can remember this is happening for us, and it's going to be interesting to see how things unfold and how I benefit from it. It's really going to help take the sting out of it. So with that, sign up for the free drawing next month. You can do that anytime. Go to AskJulieRyan.com, sign up for my blog, follow me on Instagram at AskJulieRyan, and then write a review on iTunes at AskJulieRyan. I guess it's iTunes.com/AskJulieRyan. With that, everybody, hope you have a great weekend. Till next time, bye now.
Thanks for joining us. Be sure to follow Julie on Twitter at AskJulieRyan and like her on Facebook at AskJulieRyan. For information on how you can ask Julie your question, please visit AskJulieRyan.com.